Thank you for joining us for the 2022 AILA National Landscape Architecture Awards. I'm speaking to you from the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri people in Naarm, Melbourne. And to begin this special presentation, we are honoured to introduce songwoman Maruchi Baramba to perform a welcome to country.
Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Yang Indai, Yan Go, Gundai, Yan Go, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Yang Indai, Yan Go, Gundai, Yan Go, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir, Balamdiko Gundulumbulir. Yadini Australian Naba Yagari Murambaga, Yadini Australia Boo. Yadini Australia Boo means advance Australia in strength. Bulkairi Marumba Mianjanu, that means welcome to country in the language of the Turrbal people. My name is Maruchi Baramba, which means the black swan from those people who sing up the wind. The painting on my face represents the black swan, and the painting on my cloak represents the black swan. I'm here in my representation as a Turrbal person. Just a little bit about Turrbal history. The Turrbal people was actually documented as being extinct or on the verge of extinction way back in the early 1860s, and it's just been one small family that has survived the impact of European settlement upon our ancestral homelands, in saying that we acknowledge we're a part of a much larger group, which takes in the geographics of being approximately south of the Tropic of Capricorn, east of the Great Divide and north of the Felson ranges. In there you have about 11 odd different tribes. We are what anthropologists would call the Southeast Queensland societal Aboriginal group. The Turrbal ancestral homelands, according to Tom Petrie, went from the Logan River in the south up almost to the Glasshouse Mountains and inland as far as Moggill. Tom Petrie actually arrived in the penal settlement of Moreton Bay as a 6-year-old way back in 1837, and he had grown up with Turrbal children here on the Brisbane River. According to Petrie, the Turrbals are made up of 5 different clan groups. You've got the Dakiyaka clan, whose area of cultural responsibility is on the north side of the river. Dakiyaka is my ancestor. That name was anglicised to the Duke of York by Foster Fanes, who was commander of the penal settlement of Moreton Bay in his documentation of activities of the time back in the 1830s. The area of cultural responsibility of the Duke of York clan was between the Brisbane River and the Pine River. It would not be a strange thing to come across when reading about Brisbane history the notion of a Duke of York tribe, because Dakiyaka was also documented as being chief of the old Brisbane tribe. That means all of the clans of the Brisbane tribe, and that included the Duke of York clan. You've got the Coorparoo clan here on the south side. Their area of cultural responsibility was between the Brisbane River and the Logan River. To the west of the Coorparoo, you had the Chipara clan. Their area of cultural responsibility was actually the water catchment of Oxley Creek as well as Sandy Creek. That's to the left. And to the east of the Coorparoo, you had the Mulruben clan, whose area of cultural responsibility was southwestern shores of Moreton Bay, and it took in the Tingalpa Creek catchment as well. And then you had the Ningi Ningi clan, whose area of cultural responsibility started from Alimba Creek, which is on the up on the western side of Palmerstone Passage, and it came down the western side, all the eastern side of Caboolture, as well as the Red Cliff Peninsula down to the Pine River. That was the Ningi Ningi clan area. So I'd like to extend the appreciation of the Turrbal people for your organisation, for asking us to be here in this capacity today. There's no greater compliment you can pay an Indigenous person than to acknowledge their cultural identity with regards to the name of that identity, as well as having a reasonable idea of the area of where the cultural responsibility of that group lies. So when we do a welcome to country, that is done as a blessing of the gathering in a song. I shall do that now, and then I will finish off with a small song from my community, which is Cherbourg Aboriginal community up near Kingaroy. In historical times, unlike other states in Queensland, it was all Aboriginals who were rounded up and placed onto reserves or church missions, whereas in the other states generally it was children of mixed race that was taken away from the traditional cultural environment. So I shall now sing the blessing of the gathering. Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Bisalgaria Thai, Gavagari Budja, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Lado Poyova, Yin Yunganala, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men, Manda Baritha, Muriana Men. Garinyanami, Jujimobironu, Garinyanami, Garinyanami, Jujimobironu, Garinyanami, Jujimobironu. Woo!
The AILA Annual Awards Programme is an opportunity to celebrate and to reflect on the work of landscape architects right across Australia. A rich and diverse community of practice that is continental in scale, distributed across diverse bioregions and language groups. Over the last year, we have seen the cost of living soar, housing affordability diminish, and the preventative mental and physical health crises worsen. We have seen record commitments to infrastructure spending and growing challenges in higher education, the release of the Jenkins Report and the release of Australia's State of the Environment Report, which created the first holistic assessment that combined scientific, traditional and local knowledge by Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. More recently, we saw the passing of the Climate Change Bill, which made a commitment to reducing Australia's greenhouse gas emissions, and the government's support for an Indigenous voice to Parliament to be enshrined in Australia's Constitution. This is the social, cultural and political policy context that we are all working in, and one that AILA has and will continue to respond to through our strategic values of connection to country, climate positive design, and gender equity, and are strategic pillars of a sustainable AILA, membership, education, advocacy and profile. The AILA Awards program recognises some of the opportunities and responsibilities of the built environment to build a stronger and safer society, to maximise our natural advantages, to celebrate Australia's diversity, and to improve the health and participation of all Australians. Our work sits at the intersection of protecting and enhancing natural and cultural values and economic development. The ability to negotiate this tension is our superpower, our hidden value. The complexity of time and scale and the context of our work is our biggest challenge, but it is also our biggest asset. In the context of the global pandemic and the climate and biodiversity emergency and treaty and truth-telling, the responsibilities shared by our members and our global profession have never been more critical. The projects recognised in this year's AILA Awards demonstrate what's possible. They set new benchmarks for us all to continue to build from. They reinforce the importance of challenging business as usual, and they emphasise the need to share our methods and our knowledge with urgency. On behalf of the AILA Board, I would like to express our appreciation to the AILA Awards jury and jury chair, and to all AILA staff for their commitment to the awards programme, and to congratulate all award nominees and winners. I wish you all every success.
Good evening. My name is Ben Stockman. I'm very proud to be CEO of the Australian Institute of Landscape Architects and to be speaking to you from Bundjalung country in far northern New South Wales, the traditional home of the Minjimble people. I would like to pay my respects to Indigenous leaders past and present as the custodians of the lands, water and seas in a place we now call Australia. Landscape architecture's time has truly come. Landscape architects are uniquely placed to make a significant contribution to the social, economic and environmental fabric of Australia through the creation of great places that support healthy communities and a sustainable planet. What we have seen from entrants to the 2022 awards program is the proactive design and implementation of projects that reduce infrastructure's carbon footprint and embed 60,000 years of Indigenous knowledge into their work. AILA has and will continue to support our members and the profession through significant initiatives across education, advocacy and the public profile of landscape architecture. We thank our members for your commitment in joining us to drive the profession forward. I would like to personally thank our national, corporate and award partners for making the awards program possible this evening. Street Furniture Australia, Lawn Solutions Australia, Christie Barbecues, Proladic, ACO Australia, Brickworks Building Products, Wood Solutions, Planned Cover, the Built Environment Channel, Brisbane City Council, Fraser's Property Australia, and the Queensland University of Technology. I would now like to introduce Shaun Walsh, the 2022 National Jury Chair.
I would like to start by paying my respect to the local Indigenous Kabi Kabi people, the traditional custodians of the land where I am recording from. I can recommend being on an awards jury. It is the best form of professional development because you learn a great deal about your own and other jury members' skills and biases, but you also get to review and analyse the thinking and leadership behind the design and delivery of awe-inspiring landscape architecture. This excites me and reinvigorates my own work as a landscape architect. I subsequently strive to do better to emulate award-winning entries. In addition, when I see a wonderful project, I feel like the supporter of a football team. I start barracking for it, and when the jury is in alignment and an award is granted, I feel like we have all won as a profession. While the jury process can be grueling, it's also very rewarding. Angus Bruce, Carolyn Butler-Bowdon, Beck Connelly, Alex Felson, Jefa Greenaway, Williamson and myself had the great privilege of reviewing 148 entries from across Australia submitted in 17 categories. The international, tourism, parks and open space, play spaces and research policy and communications categories were of particularly high quality this year, reflecting the breadth and diversity of our work in Australia and overseas. As a new category, climate positive design was challenging but vital to assess. We have much to learn and share as we practice designing in ways that help our planet adapt to and mitigate climate change. It was fulfilling to see the number of entries with meaningful First Nations involvement, embedded into the design process without question. This has become part of our culture and practice as a profession, and an essential component of award-winning work. The beauty and poignancy of one of the cultural heritage entries both moved me to tears and made me feel incredibly proud to be a landscape architect in Australia at this time. I'll let you ponder what project that was. On behalf of the jury, thank you to all of the entrant practices for the privilege of reviewing your wonderful work. Thank you.
AILA's awards program is a two-tier system. The first and highest award in each category is the Award of Excellence. The award is given to the work judged to be the most significant for the advancement of landscape architecture in each category. There can only be one winner in a category, and the jury is not obligated to give an Award of Excellence in every category. The second tier is the Landscape Architecture Award. That is, a work of excellence demonstrating consummate skill that contributes to the advancement of landscape architecture. Good luck to all national nominees. It's now time for the 2022 AILA National Landscape Awards.
The first category to be announced is Parks and Open Space, supported by Street Furniture Australia. Projects in this category are constructed public parks and open space, or strategic open space projects that balance the demand for recreation, culture and the environment. The nominees are The jury has awarded 4 National Landscape Architecture Awards in this category. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Archerfield Park, Bushmead by Plan E.
Archerfield Park lives up to the overarching aim of its landscape design as a community shaped by nature. Surrounded by residential development, this is a special park with a real point of difference and a direct connection with a walking and cycling trail. It has a distinctive aesthetic and uses contemporary design language and natural materials to provide a range of opportunities for exploratory play, health and fitness, and nature escape for community members of all ages. The versatility of the spaces demonstrates the design's creativity.
The next Landscape Architecture Award goes to The Spit Redevelopment by Place Design Group.
This project is a strong example of positive open space design within the context of foreshore infrastructure. The striking use of hard materials, the simplicity of design elements, and the subtle use of colour bring a contemporary layer of thinking to an otherwise functional piece of engineering. The jury felt that the design insertions worked well within the coastal context and showed restraint in material choice to avoid overpowering the stunning landscape, while still providing clear accessibility and a variety of public viewing spaces.
The next award goes to Mortar Quadini, Wellington Square by City of Perth.
The jury was compelled by the strong use of colour, the exuberant variety of spaces and the proactive integration of local Wadjuk stories in this valuable recreational reserve. Combined, these elements celebrate the site's importance as a meeting place and its strong cultural connection to play. The park's successful revitalisation provides an essential green space in the heart of a growing residential area, delicately weaving together the program of play and the fabric of place in a way that has built strong community connection and local significance.
The final Landscape Architecture Award in this category goes to Albury Skate and Active Recreation Precinct by Place.
The Albury Skate and Active Recreation Precinct meets a growing demand for public spaces that enable all ages to meet, take risks, challenge themselves, and improve fitness and strength. As one of Australia's leading skate parks, it presents a visually bold street aesthetic that blurs its skate function with a unique and highly contemporary theme. With sports-level lighting enabling it to operate into the night, this is a truly special, integrated and vibrant space for people of all ages in the region. It sets a new national benchmark of what is possible in youth-inclusive, intergenerational, unstructured recreation and sporting spaces.
Congratulations, and thank you to Street Furniture Australia for your support in this category. The second category to be announced is Cultural Heritage. Projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies that demonstrate the restoration, conservation, enhancement, maintenance, or adaptive reuse of culturally significant sites. The nominees are The jury has awarded 1 National Landscape Architecture Award and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The winner of the Landscape Architecture Award goes to the Curtin University Indigenous Learning Circle, Yarning Circle, by UDLA.
The Yarning Circle is becoming ubiquitous across Australia, but many struggle to bring gravity to these cultural spaces. The Curtin University Indigenous Learning Circle, however, is layered and engaging and establishes a beautiful destination within the campus. Its location at the front door of the campus's arrival sequence sets a tone of inclusion and embrace. A key focal point within a broader cultural trail, the Yarning Circle provides a lush, Indigenous landscape, soft, layered and textural. Located adjacent to a remnant natural basin and sporting ovals, the scheme demonstrates a passion for detail and a clear understanding of the needs of all.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome National Jury Member Rebecca Connelly.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Cultural Heritage is Wangayata, co-designed by Kaurna Yurta Aboriginal Corporation, the Kaurna Community and Oxygen. Congratulations.
Undoubtedly, Wangayata will become a seminal piece of landscape design in Australia. Navigating the sensibilities of the repatriation of 134 Kaurna remains, the Kaurna Yurta Aboriginal Corporation, the Kaurna Community and Oxygen have illustrated the power of true co-design, and the value of meaningful and extensive consultation. The scheme creates a series of burial mounds that envelop a grass-gathering space, supported by carefully choreographed journey lines that draw people toward this highly charged site. This highly tuned response meets the needs of community while reinforcing the primacy of country. A considered, understated, yet powerfully evocative project, Wangayata delivers an exemplar that privileges restraint and care while balancing cultural weight and meaning. This is a significant national project, demonstrating landscape architecture in Australia at its very best. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Gardens, supported by Lawn Solutions Australia. Projects in this category include constructed private and public gardens that contribute to the role and understanding of the garden in contemporary society and culture. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Landscape Architecture Awards in this category. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Treehouse by RPS.
Living up to its name, Treehouse elevates the subtropical lifestyle of its residents beyond what is now expected of Brisbane apartments. RPS has shown strong leadership to ensure that the meaningful incorporation of advanced trees, plentiful planting, and climatically comfortable indoor and outdoor spaces were key drivers of the architectural form from early in the design process. The composition maximises usable space, balancing functionality and luxury. Treehouse exemplifies the value of integrating quality green space in densifying cities for the symbiotic health and well-being of people and places.
The final Landscape Architecture Award in this category goes to Fitzroy Bridge House by Robin Barlow Design.
The delightful courtyards and roof garden of Fitzroy Bridge House conscientiously address the small, constrained spaces of this inner city terrace dwelling, with a view toward wider environmental benefits. Beautiful and multifunctional garden rooms have been artfully shaped and detailed for a result that is both playful and sophisticated. The jury found the sunken pond particularly successful, with its alluring use of depth and consistent application of blue stone merging the inside with the out and inspiring interaction with the water and plants. The clever and textural selection of plants also promotes biodiversity, exemplifying how gardens can enrich people's lives while giving back to neighbourhood ecosystems.
Congratulations, and thank you to Lawn Solutions Australia for your support in this category.
The people who created Sir Walter are revolutionising the turf industry. Lawn Solutions Australia. Aussie turf farmers creating beautiful greener environments across our country. Guaranteed premium turf varieties, lawn solution centres, advice and lawn care products. Lawn Solutions Australia, setting new standards in turf.
The next category to be announced is International. Projects in this category include constructed or strategic projects that demonstrate a contribution to landscape architecture internationally. The nominees are The jury has awarded 3 National Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Empress Place and Esplanade Park by Context Landscape Architecture with Cox Architecture.
Empress Place and Esplanade Park has delivered verdant waterfront parklands in a prominent civic node in Singapore. Its welcoming landscapes, memorable avenues and generous pathways provide a safe, pedestrian-friendly environment and a vibrant place for promenading, celebrations, recreation, meeting friends, people watching and relaxing under the shade of trees, as well as nighttime activation. The work is thoughtfully and beautifully detailed and executed, and provides another exemplar chapter in the landscape investment for a green Singapore.
The second Landscape Architecture Award in this category goes to Yuandong Bridge by Brearley Landscape, Architecture plus Urbanism.
Yuandong Bridge, a 586-metre long structure, links Shanghai and Jiangsu across Yuandong Lake. The bridge, which poetically resembles a twisting ribbon and echoes water ripples on the lake below, incorporates trees and shrubs, giving the appearance of a floating garden. As well as providing for cycling and walking, the structure incorporates sections for resting with pavilions inspired by local sculptural traditions and contemporary mathematics modelling. Yuandong Bridge is a remarkable, dynamic ensemble, with the end product matching the dream to integrate ecology, transportation, landscape and culture.
The next Landscape Architecture Award goes to Beijing Central Green Forest Park by Hassel.
Beijing Central Green Forest Park is an urban forest habitat achieving 85% forest coverage and a self-sustaining stormwater management system on a former industrial site. Described as a designed forest, the project celebrates the value of time and the heritage of culture and ecological restoration. The core concept draws on the 24 solar terms of the traditional Chinese calendar, which resonate with everyday users. Remarkably, this rich and diverse landscape has been achieved in 3 years and has delivered great ecological and cultural value for its locality.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome National Jury Member Alex Felson.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in International is Kunshan Demonstration Park by Realm Studios. Congratulations.
The Kunshan Demonstration Park provides a functional and aesthetic parkland that integrates urban water management and public access. Located along the Yangtze River Delta megalopolis in eastern China, the newly constructed ecological park reframes a formerly neglected and polluted infrastructure corridor and canal into a carefully articulated contemporary landscape. The project reconstructs ecological communities alongside recreation, bringing exercise and play together with a waterscape that is overlaid by richly textured, quilt-like plantings. The project exemplifies skill in bringing materiality and grading together to craft the land-water interface. The focus on clean water and the development process has enriched the lives of local inhabitants, who have incorporated the parkland into their routines. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Infrastructure, supported by ACO Australia. Projects in this category are constructed landscape infrastructure projects, landscape strategies, or works associated with civil infrastructure that demonstrates the successful integration of landscape values and which contribute to a future sustainability. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Landscape Architecture Awards in this category. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Wharf Street Basin, Next Generation Community Park, by the City of Canning with Josh Byrne and Associates.
The outcome of a collaborative process, the Wharf Street Basin embodies innovation and environmental stewardship at a community scale. The project team repurposed a formerly fenced-off drainage basin into a publicly accessible open space that serves as a park while retaining its drainage function. This smart park incorporates a range of Internet of Things, or IoT, sensors to measure water quality, weather, and power use in the park in real time. The data is available via an open data portal, and park maintenance is tied to the monitoring system.
The final award in this category goes to Green Track for Parramatta Light Rail by Transport for New South Wales.
The Parramatta Light Rail involved the installation of more than 1.3 kilometres of green track, a design that features grass and vegetation between and along the tracks. It is New South Wales's first green track and the longest stretch in the nation. For Australia, the significance of this project lies in its championing of change and its demonstration that more sustainable infrastructure projects can have tangible benefits. The jury commended the project on setting a benchmark for Australian light rail and highlighted the importance of developing green tracks with planting that responds to the Australian climate.
Congratulations, and thank you to ACO Australia for your support in this category. The next category to be announced is Community Contribution. Projects in this category included constructed projects or strategies delivered either as a pro bono service or significantly reduced fee to the community, or have positively impacted a disadvantaged individual or group of users who wouldn't normally have access to design expertise. The nominees are The jury has awarded 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. To announce the winner, please welcome 2022 National Jury Member Gai Williamson.
Ngunnawal Country, Yuma. And an Award of Excellence in Community Contribution goes to the Town of Victoria Park Urban Forest Program by Town of Victoria Park. Congratulations.
The world's climate crisis and loss of biodiversity are big, hairy problems that can feel overwhelming. But when problems are shared, the results can be immediate, effective, and inspiring. The Town of Victoria Park, Western Australia, has seen such results in its urban forest program. From its inception to its implementation and management, this program is driven by the steadfast collaboration of the community, local government, and professional stakeholders. In 2 years, on a modest budget, the program has added 10,000 square metres of Indigenous flora to the urban ecosystem and 140,000 square metres of canopy cover, or 3,921 trees. This physical improvement to the town's green infrastructure is remarkable. However, the jury was even more impressed by the development of the town's social infrastructure and the foresight to invest in inter- and intra-generational opportunities. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is play spaces, supported by Proludic. Projects in this category are constructed play spaces or strategies which promote the notion of active play and embraces the temporal elements of the active play space. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The first winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Arcadia Dragon Park by Outlines Landscape Architecture.
In Melbourne's outer southeastern suburbs, Arcadia Dragon Park creates an exciting and magical playground with a sculptural dragon at its centre. As children of different ages and abilities are enticed into the mouth of the giant dragon's head, they are drawn into another world of both mythical creatures and Australian animal sculptures that appear to have crash-landed in the familiar park and suburban landscape. The project acts as a connection point for an emerging suburban community, providing instant identity and bringing joy to all users. The design's exuberance is supported by quality execution and thoughtful details.
The next Landscape Architecture Award winner in this category goes to Kulanka Wabini by City of Perth with Place.
Kulanka Wabini is a new, inclusive, intergenerational landscape of play that demonstrates a commitment to health and sustainability for the growing city of Perth. Banksia Play Towers and Natural Stone frame the different zones as well as being the backbone of much of the adventure play. With dramatic climbing walls, parkour vaults and a water play zone being popular features. Imaginative and bold, the space is clearly loved by the community. Woven into the experience and interpretation of the play space is a focus on the rich and unbroken Whadjuk connection to place.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome National Jury Chair Shaun Walsh.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Play Spaces is Gosford Leagues Club Park by Turf Design Studio. Congratulations.
Gosford Leagues Club Park in the New South Wales Central Coast is a critical large-scale project that reconnects the city gateway with its waterfront through the notion of community at play. The design embraces the historical patterns and uses of the space and serves as a reminder of the role of the past in shaping the present. The embedded culture, narrative and influence of the traditional custodians, the Darkinjung people, is compelling, telling stories of local aquatic life, pre-European history and early contact. A remarkable underlying theme for the project was to reimagine the site's connection with the water. The brilliantly conceived tidal terrace fills with seawater every high tide, creating a dynamic, energetic, wild play area.
Congratulations, and thank you to Proludic for your support in this category. The next category to be announced is small projects. Projects in this category include those considered to be small in terms of size or budget. Projects are recognised that have been constrained by size or budget restrictions, but have achieved a level of invention and creativity beyond these constraints. The nominees are The jury has awarded one National Landscape Architecture Award. The winner of a Landscape Architecture Award in small projects goes to Bago Maze by Bago Maze and Wine.
Bago Maze is a whimsical hedge maze located in the grounds of Bago Winery in the New South Wales North Coast hinterland. It is remarkable in that since its inception in 2006, it has become a critical and successful landscape drawcard for visitors to this off-the-beaten-track location. The design incorporates a myriad of symbology inspired by the process of wine production, from vineyard to consumption. Progressively implemented on a minimal budget, Bago Maze has become an iconic destination and provides an exemplar of a small landscape architecture project that achieves a significant outcome for the client and the community. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Research, Policy and Communications, supported by Queensland University of Technology. Projects in this category include published works in research and/or practice that extend the knowledge base and advocacy of landscape architecture. The nominees are The jury has awarded one National Landscape Architecture Award and one National Award of Excellence in this category. The winner of a Landscape Architecture Award is Overgrown, Practices Between Landscape Architecture and Gardening by Julian Raxworthy.
Overgrown, Practices Between Landscape Architecture and Gardening is a thoughtful and evocative volume of research that delves into a long overdue topic of discussion and debate within the profession. It provides an excellent bridge between the theory, design and maintenance of landscapes, and clearly unpacks and discusses the concept of time and landscape management as an essential element of design. Indeed, as landscape architects, we cannot afford to forget this element or leave it to the end of the design process. Instead, we must understand it, own it, and leverage it. The writing and tone of the book is engaging and thought-provoking, and the author should be congratulated for bringing this topic to the fore.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome Angela Leach, Pro Vice-Chancellor of Indigenous Strategy at the Queensland University of Technology.
The winner of a National Award for Excellence in Research, Policy and Communication is Southern Resilience by University of Technology in Sydney and the University of Newcastle. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Southern Resilience team for their evocative research project, which culminated in audiovisual displays at the Venice Biennale. The scale of thinking and level of detail brought to bear within this project are admirable, and the highly skilled way in which research, policy and communications have been intertwined is commendable. The jury was enthralled by the inventive use of video to help present complex information in a highly accessible way, and believes that this showcases on the international stage how diverse design and storytelling techniques can come together in a powerful way.
Congratulations, and thank you to Queensland University of Technology for your support in this category. The next category to be announced is Landscape Planning, supported by Brisbane City Council. Projects in this category are constructed or strategic projects and include strategic design and guiding policy documents and visual assessments for urban development, residential and planned communities, local community and rural or regional planning. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The first Landscape Architecture Award goes to Penrith Green Grid by Tract.
Penrith is Greater Sydney's hottest urban area. On a day in January 2020, it was the hottest place on the planet, with a temperature of 48.9 degrees Celsius. It suffers acutely the effects of global warming and is in dire need of actions to ameliorate the impacts. The Penrith Green Grid strategy provides the spatial, economic and social scaffolding to plan and build a greener, cooler and more equitable city. This scaffolding is underpinned by a detailed understanding of the local green grid to identify missing connections, a pragmatic program of projects to catalyse change, and a commitment to canvassing the community to map the strategy into reality.
The next Landscape Architecture Award goes to New South Wales Urban Tree Canopy, Targets and Controls by Gallagher Studio with Studio Zanardo.
One size does not fit all. This work on achieving the targets for tree canopy cover in cities clearly demonstrates that one policy does not address all land use situations. This simple project showed that to increase urban tree canopy cover, a nuanced approach is required that respects some key factors, such as the nature of the place and space for soil. By going beyond an analysis of the problem and testing the design solutions, the landscape architects took on the statutory planning to show how the planting could be more effectively codified. The jury considered this an accomplished example of landscape planning. With more investment, it could be translated into a digital platform and used to inform other local governments grappling with this issue.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome AILA's CEO, Ben Stockwin.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Landscape Planning is the Western Parkland City, landscape-led design by Tyrrell Studio. Congratulations.
Imagine living in a city where the layout, form and character is encapsulated by the landscape and an understanding of the processes that have created that landscape. More importantly, imagine an urban planning process that would lead to this. Such a process has been realised in Tyrrell Studio's proactive approach to making the spatial and temporal qualities of the natural systems central to planning decisions and actions for the Western Parkland City. The jury was impressed by how this work sidestepped yet another planning report and strove instead to create champions of various stakeholders for the South Creek catchment. To do this, the studio underscored the deep-time stories of the landscape and turned discussions about the blue-green infrastructure into yarns about cooling breezes and the experience of exploring creek lines.
Congratulations, and thank you to Brisbane City Council for your support in this category. The next category to be announced is Civic Landscape, supported by Wood Solutions. Projects in this category are constructed urban landscape projects that are public in nature and capture and contribute to the culture and amenity of the urban environment around them. Projects will demonstrate how the landscape architecture has contributed to the overall outcomes. The nominees are The jury has awarded 4 National Landscape Architecture Awards in this category. The first award goes to Wesley Place by Oculus.
Wesley Place, surrounding a prominent church in the centre of Melbourne, complements and enhances surrounding heritage buildings while carefully negotiating existing vegetation and a contemporary office tower. Most importantly, the project manages to create a quality civic space that offers refuge from the adjoining city streets and a new pedestrian connection through the site. The restrained detailing and execution are of superb quality and skillfully assert a new quality public green space for Melbourne's CBD.
The second winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Mitcham Library and Hawthorne Reserve Upgrade by Aspect Studios.
The Mitcham Library and Hawthorne Reserve Upgrade in Adelaide is a wonderful demonstration of integrated civic design and environmental engineering. A key part of a citywide stormwater project, the reserve has been reimagined as a vibrant and active community hub, retaining the much-loved character of the existing tree-studded lawns while enriching the park with a naturalised creek setting that has enhanced biodiversity and provided educational and play experiences. Coupled with the integrated public realm surrounding the library, this important civic asset has been transformed into a significant destination for the people of Mitcham and surrounds by the incorporation of nature.
The next winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to National Museum of Australia Forecourt Garden by TCL.
The 2001 National Museum of Australia in Canberra is one of Australia's most inventive, daring and controversial buildings. The Forecourt Garden finally realises what was originally intended for this significant arrival space. Guided by the museum's original concept of the Boolean string in both form and layout, the design features a pentagonal extrusion that coils, folds and tangles in 3 dimensions all over the site. It is rare for a museum to have a strong, immersive green space, particularly as an arrival experience. The Forecourt Garden is beautifully detailed and executed, and is of a standard that befits Australia's National Museum.
The final winner of a Landscape Architecture Award goes to Mollison Park by RPS.
The central feature of Brisbane's Mollison Park, a reimagined civic plaza suited to the subtropics, is an urban forest. Presenting a new typology of town square and retail experience, the park places climate responsiveness and human comfort at the forefront. The shaded, verdant landscape responds to the challenges of raising families in the inner city and encourages community interaction and public ownership of space. With prospect and refuge, richness of detail, moments of discovery and joy, and connections to local ecology, place and country, the park is now an exemplar of a high-quality urban human habitat.
Congratulations, and thank you to Wood Solutions for your support in this category.
Wood Solutions is a world-leading website used by tens of thousands of design and build professionals each year. From the homepage, you can access and download free resources such as 50+ technical design guides, Species Solutions, the app that puts our resources at your fingertips, 2,000 questions and answers, more than 500 supplier listings, and the chance to add your own business.
The next category to be announced is land management. Projects in this category are constructed projects or strategies for the restoration, conservation, or management of significant landscapes that demonstrate a tangible physical outcome. The project may recognise and reconcile the natural and cultural values of communities and the landscape in which they are placed. The nominees are The jury has awarded one National Award of Excellence in this category. To announce the Award of Excellence winner, please welcome back National Jury Chair Shaun Walsh.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Land Management is Lake Tears, Bungyanda, Camping and Access Strategy by Greenaway Land and Waters Aboriginal Corporation in joint management with Parks Victoria. Congratulations.
Managing access to places of cultural meaning is often a delicate balance. The access strategy for Lake Tyers demonstrates the importance of collaborative knowledge exchange, the value in understanding a site deeply, and the significance of embedding self-determination as a principle in decision-making. The Camping and Access Strategy is a thorough document that provides the foundations and mechanisms to support implementation. Underpinned by a clear focus on authentic engagement, it also emphasises the need to embed mutual benefit for the community. The country-focused approach provides a useful model for engagement. It is enhanced using precedents and case studies that illustrate the opportunities available for managing the competing needs for access, camping, and the cultural considerations of places of significance. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Health and Education Landscape, supported by Christie Barbecues. Projects in this category are constructed landscape projects in and surrounding institutional spaces, including educational, health or aged care facilities. Projects in this category demonstrate how the design contributes to the usability and operation of the facility and the well-being of the user. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Landscape Architecture Awards and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The first Landscape Architecture Award goes to the Curtin University Indigenous Learning Circle, Yarning Circle by UDLA.
Understanding the responsibility and obligations that come with knowledge should be the objective of all learning. Curtin University's Yarning Circle is an excellent reminder of this for 3 reasons. First, Because this was a student project created through an integrated and collaborative design approach. Second, because of its sitting along the Jirigi Trail, which marks the physical and cultural entry to Curtin University's Bentley campus. And third, because in its design, its sitting and its pedagogical function, it centres First Nation people's knowledge. The yarning circle is exquisitely formed and detailed, with the planting based on the original vegetation complexes of the site. It is a simple place that asks people to respectfully engage with the landscape, with ideas, with culture, and with each other, and to learn through yarning.
The second Landscape Architecture Award goes to Wuwukurung Dementia Friendly Forest and Sensory Trail by Thompson Hay Landscape Architects.
When one's ability to navigate through space and time is impaired by memory loss, attempting to get out to enjoy the subtle beauty of the Australian bush could well be a nightmare. In such a case, the memory loss is compounded by the loss of being able to enjoy the healing power of nature. The jury was profoundly moved by the spirit and humility of the design and its impact on people who have dementia and those who care for them. Acknowledging the project's limited budget, they were impressed by the ground truthing the design evidences. That is, the giving of attention to both the sensory enjoyment of the users and the pragmatic requirements of equitable access. The Wuwukurung Dementia-Friendly Forest and Sensory Trail is an excellent example of the landscape architect displaying restraint in design and allowing the landscape to shine.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome back AILA's CEO, Ben Stockwin.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Health and Education Landscape is Alumni Park, University of New South Wales by Spackman Mossop Michaels and McGregor Westlake Architecture. Congratulations.
Stepping into tertiary studies presents different educational and social challenges for students. Being able to connect with other students and experience the university as a place redolent of history and opportunity is significant to how students meet those challenges. Alumni Park at UNSW Sydney, on the cultural spine of the Kensington campus, affords students a myriad of chances to connect to place, peers, and history. The space is diverse, richly detailed and carefully planted. The design seamlessly marks the site's origins as part of the coastal dunes, provides for its function as a place for programmed events and ceremonies, and invites students to contemplate the success of past generations and their own aspirations for the future.
Congratulations, and thank you to Christie Barbecues for your support in this category.
At Christie, we place people at the centre of everything that we do. That's why all our products are safe, simple to use, and easy to clean and maintain. Our public barbecues offer convenient, environmentally friendly outdoor activity for the entire community to enjoy. Engineered for the demands of public use, they promote healthy outdoor living and social interaction while providing the very best cooking experience.
The next category to be announced is tourism. Projects in this category are constructed or strategic projects that demonstrate excellence in landscape design and demonstrate a tangible contribution to tourism, either nationally or in the local region, that significantly enhances the profile of the area. The nominees are The jury has awarded one National Landscape Architecture Award and one National Award of Excellence in this category. The winner of the Landscape Architecture Award is Lake Tyrrell Tourism Infrastructure Design by Thompson Hay Landscape Architects.
The new infrastructure for Lake Tyrrell is a series of clever yet elegantly simple interventions that enhance the experience of place. Located on the edge of Victoria's largest salt lake, the design offers a unique relationship to the Pink Lake and the ability to view the expansive night sky. Providing safety and comfort while protecting the fragile environment, the work offers interpretation and that much sought-after Instagram moment. Sophisticated thinking has unlocked the opportunities available through inventively scaled design moves that graphically celebrate the site's vastness.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome National Jury Member Rebecca Connelly.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Tourism is Grampian Peaks Trail Garryward by McGregor Coxall with Knox and Griffin. Congratulations.
The Grampians Peaks Trail in Garryward is an exemplar of design constraint that carefully contributes to, rather than dominating, its context. How designers navigate sensitive landscape ecologies and our desire to access the Australian bush is answered by the considered work and leadership of McGregor Coxall, with Knox and Giffen and OPS engineers. With a deft hand, the team has created a world-class hiking experience along an iconic trail across a vast landscape. A rich contextual palette of timber and metal enhances the work's various settings. A series of subtle platforms, pause points, seating elements and shelters that carefully groom the landscape for the needs of people, while preserving all that is truly valued. The design moves are nuanced, accessible, and beautifully detailed, making use of repetition, recognising the site's cultural value and amplifying key views. The jury unanimously agreed that the work demonstrated exceptional design quality, alongside a humility worthy of the highest praise. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Urban Design, supported by Brickworks Building Products. Projects in this category are constructed or strategic projects that demonstrate how the design, construction management and built outcome of the landscape contributes to the well-being of the urban setting through the improvement of social interaction, economic activity, livability, accessibility and safety. The nominees are The jury has awarded 1 National Landscape Architecture Award and 1 National Award of Excellence in this category. The Landscape Architecture Award goes to Cooling Darwin by Clouston Associates.
Cooling Darwin builds on an understanding of microclimate and urban heat, with landscape architectural responses. It is a pilot project that represents a meaningful way to transform the city centre by improving the quality of its streetscapes and the comfort level of pedestrians. While the project works at an urban district scale, the jury saw opportunities to intervene across more levels to achieve better cooling measures for difficult spaces. The jury is keen to see how this design approach might expand over time and would like to see further research and longer-term explorations.
The final award in this category is an Award of Excellence. To announce the winner, please welcome National Jury Member Carolyn Butler-Bowdon.
The winner of a National Award of Excellence in Urban Design is Cockatoo Island Warima Concept Vision by Turf Design Studio. Congratulations.
The jury was impressed with the comprehensive vision for this important island in Sydney Harbour. Once a convict prison, school and naval shipbuilding yard, the site is being re-envisioned as a major public gathering place. The jury appreciated the understanding of history, both colonial and pre-colonial, and the infused cultural dimensions displayed by the work. The clear graphics and rich programmatic layout help to inform the public in reimagining the island as a series of unique and colourful spaces. The site holds a significant geographic position at the mouth of the Parramatta and Lane Cove rivers, intersecting with multiple First Nations. To manage time constraints, an iterative design process was adopted, allowing for the generation of illustrated perspectives to convey possible future scenarios through a public process. These richly textured and compressed programmatic spaces embody a rich range of conceptual ideas that were all developed early in a process that supported the broader community interest.
Congratulations, and thank you to Brickworks for your support in this category.
Our landscape, crafted by time, shaped by the elements, and defined by iconic colours and textures. At Urban Stone, our pavers and stone capture the natural beauty, timeless character, and diversity of our far-reaching land. Be inspired by our landscape. Be inspired by Urban Stone.
The next category to be announced is Regional Achievement. This is a cross-category award given in recognition of landscape architecture that has made a significant difference to improving the healthy communities and/or built and natural environments of regional Australia. The nominees are The jury has awarded 2 National Regional Achievement Awards. The first goes to Grampians Peaks Trail, Garryword, by McGregor Coxall with Knox and Giffen.
The sensitive and sublime ecologies of Garryword have been reverentially complemented by the landscape-led design of the Grampians Peaks Trail. Traversing the lands of 3 traditional custodians, the landscape architecture expertly considers the environmental and cultural uniqueness of each of the 11 hiker campsites. The deft placement, restrained and rhythmic detailing, and subtle materiality of the camp amenities, structures, and furniture carefully curate the visitor's experience for optimal balance of immersion in the wilderness and appropriate comfort. Extending the influence of the ecotourism industry of the region, the project provides beautiful infrastructure for a world-class hiking experience while encouraging respectful and meaningful interaction with this iconic environment.
The second National Regional Achievement Award goes to Albury Skate and Active Recreation Precinct by Place.
Speaking directly to the needs and desires of the local community, Albury Skate and Recreation Precinct has provided a widely popular active hub with a focus on inclusive and flexible spaces for activation predominantly by young people. The bold and exuberant design maximises the opportunity for risky play in a safe environment. Strategic lighting, generous shade, and the considered arrangement of passive and active zones and path networks provide optimal comfort throughout the day and evening as well as across seasons. These features also provide abundant intergenerational opportunities for recreation, promoting healthy lifestyles and community connection, and enticing visitors from the wider region. Congratulations!
The next category to be announced is Climate Positive Design supported by Street Furniture Australia. The Climate Positive Design Award category is in its inaugural year and highlights the importance of striving for climate-positive design outcomes in facing societal and environmental challenges. Projects must show significant effort toward climate change mitigation and/or climate change adaptation, consistent with AILA's Climate Positive Design Action Plan for Australian landscape architects. The nominees are the jury has awarded 2 National Climate Positive Design Awards. The first award goes to Green Our City Action Plan, Strategic Justification for Regulatory Requirements for Sustainability by Arup, Oculus, Hill DPA and Junglefy for City of Melbourne.
The Green Our City Action Plan was commissioned by City of Melbourne to explore how standards might enable development to meaningfully contribute to achieving sustainability and urban green infrastructure goals and what the socio-economic benefits of implementing such standards might be for residents, workers and visitors. Focusing on regulatory provisions, the study provides high-quality technical information that assists councils, developers, landscape architects and other designers to incorporate urban green infrastructure into their projects. The jury commends the design team's detailed work, which will be of great use to the landscape architecture profession in their work on inner city environments.
The final award in this category goes to City of Melbourne's Green Factor Tool by City of Melbourne.
The Green Factor Tool is a free, online, evidence-based green infrastructure assessment tool. The tool provides meaningful guidance to landscape architects, designers, planners and developers, and helps benchmark and optimise greening concepts in new developments. The project delivers on City of Melbourne's ambition to encourage a greater quantity and quality of greening in the private realm, and ensure that development responds to the climate and biodiversity emergency. The tool prompts users to consider green roofs, green walls, vertical greening, vegetation retention, rain gardens, canopy and biodiversity as part of their design response. The jury commends the intellectual leadership and generosity of the project in assisting the landscape architecture profession to contribute to climate-positive design outcomes as an intrinsic part of the creative process. Congratulations!
Congratulations, and thank you to Street Furniture Australia for supporting climate-positive design. The final award to be announced is the AILA President's Award. An AILA President's Award will be given to an AILA member or non-member who has shown significant commitment and support for the development and/or promotion of the landscape architecture profession in Australia. This contribution is support that increases the profile and capability of landscape architecture. The award may only be presented once by each AILA chapter executive and AILA board in each calendar year. The decision to award or not to award a President's Award is the discretion of the respective state chapter executive or board. To announce the 2022 President's Award is AILA's President, Claire Martin.
This year, on behalf of the AILA board, I have awarded the AILA President's Award to Martin O'Day in recognition of his leadership of AILA's Climate Positive Design Working Group and his contribution to the development of a series of climate positive design resources that can guide our future projects, our organisations and AILA. The trio of documents produced by the working group has been internationally peer-reviewed and includes the Landscape Architects Action Plan for Climate Positive Design that provides clear, simple advice on what Australian landscape architects can do to understand and deliver climate positive design through good planning, design, documentation and construction. The organisation guide to Climate Positive outlines the steps practices, businesses and organisations can take to achieve carbon neutral certification and beyond. And the AILA roadmap on delivering climate positive design sets the framework, guidance and timeframes for AILA to roll out climate positive design to our members and to provide engagement and policy direction. Martin is a knowledgeable, passionate landscape architect and advocate who has contributed immeasurable number of volunteer hours to the production of these resources and the development of the International Federation of Landscape Architects' commitment to climate action. The AILA board recognises his significant contribution to the profession at this pivotal time in history. We would also like to acknowledge Martin's wife and his employer Clouston for their unwavering support of his work over several years. It is my absolute pleasure to award this award to Martin O'Day. It is exceptionally well deserved. Congratulations, Martin, and thank you.
To accept the award, please welcome Martin O'Day, winner of the 2022 AILA President's Award.
Hello everybody. I would like to thank the Australian Institute of Landscape Architects for this great honour. As a parent with 2 children, I'm deeply concerned for the future. I'm also concerned about the future of our beautiful planet and all the wonderful creatures and plants that inhabit it with us. Over the last 4 years, I've done a fairly deep dive on climate in light of the Paris Agreement that requires the world to be carbon neutral by 2050. I got thinking, well, that means every park, every streetscape, every playground has to be carbon neutral as well. And how do we even do that? I mentioned this to the AILA board in March 2019, and they asked if I could write the policy. The Climate Positive Design position statement resulted out of that, and subsequently, as chair of the Climate Positive Design Working Group, we have expanded upon that into our 3 volumes on climate positive design that were published 10 days ago. Had I realised the true time commitment, particularly in coordinating, writing, doing presentations and so forth, perhaps I might have reconsidered. So in that light, I'd like to extend a special thanks to Clouston Associates for allowing me the time for all the meetings and coordination that was required during business hours. And of course, my wife and family for putting up with their absent dad, hidden away in his climate cave. As one of the 3 strategic pillars of AILA, I would strongly recommend everybody begins to understand climate positive design and what it means and what our role can be in making a positive future for our children and their children. So thank you very much.
That concludes the 2022 AILA National Landscape Architecture Awards. Congratulations to the winners and nominees. A special thanks to the national jury for volunteering their time to award this year's winners. And thank you to everyone for joining us for this presentation.